start with breaking news on this very busy night. The NBA has suspended its season indefinitely after a player on the Utah Jazz tested positive for coronavirus. Just over a year ago, the pandemic shook the sports world.
Guys, this is one of the most surreal, craziest, strangest, unbelievable nights I can remember.
Tonight, we are on the rebound.
The big tipper is at it early.
Thousands of fans flocking to Ball Arena.
Yeah, we're super excited.
A taste of normalcy so badly missed in this difficult year.
I feel like we've just been isolated for so long. It feels good.
With more shots going into arms, pandemic rules are easing, and there's an ever-expanding list of exciting events we can enjoy together.
With Embiid out of the game, here comes Murray, and he twizzles it up and in, and shouts out to the fans.
And that is the sound the Nuggets and the fans have waited 55 weeks to hear. Cheering fans in the stands at Ball Arena. In fact, the last time that happened, this venue was still called the Pepsi Center.
More than 4,000 first responders, frontline workers, and healthcare staff attended tonight's game and cheered the Nuggets to a 104-95 victory over the 76ers. Now, to many, the win matters less than what this moment represents, and that is hope. Hope that our lives can get back to normal soon.
We have team coverage for you tonight. Denver7 sports director Lionel Bienvenu was in the arena as the Nuggets squared off against the Sixers.
First, we want to get to our Sloan Dickey. And Sloan, you've been catching up with some understandably overjoyed fans.
Absolutely overjoyed is an understatement. That game ended about an hour ago, and those 4,050 fans, they were excited not just to see a game in person, they did get to take home a win as well. Now, the experience was a little bit different than they were all used to, of course, but it's a step in the right direction.
How you doing, folks? Welcome to Ball Arena.
We're excited to be back.
Super excited, super excited. I'm a huge fan.
It's the first game back, and it feels pretty good. Yeah, we're super excited. A chance to wear the swag.
We got all the swag.
Except Sam, we gotta go get him some swag.
A chance to see their favorite players once again.
Jokic, JaVale McGee, Aaron Gordon, maybe Gary Clyde.
The last time the Nuggets played on their home court with hometown fans cheering them on, March 9th, 2020. Just 2 days before the NBA suspended its season indefinitely.
They're going to feed off the energy too. They play really well at home, so it's going to be nice to see them at home in front of the crowd.
The home court advantage is a bit different this year. Only 4,050 fans are allowed inside, 22% capacity. Not exactly a packed arena, but everything is better in person.
Just to be back at an NBA game, like after watching the way all the moves that we've made all season, like, let's go.
The first ticket's going to healthcare workers and first responders to honor their sacrifice, working tirelessly on the front lines of this pandemic for more than a year now.
We went to work every day, we did what we needed to do, and I think this is just one example of saying thank you.
Fans can expect changes. If you head to the game at Ball Arena, you'll sit in designated areas at least 6 feet from other groups. Bags are not allowed inside. Cash transactions have been eliminated. And of course, everyone has to wear a mask.
It feels amazing, honestly. It's a little taste of what we can expect in the future.
Fans say they're thrilled to enjoy the sport they love.
It's been hard for everybody, not just frontline workers. It's been hard for everybody. It feels really nice to have this opportunity to be introduced back into society.
A glimmer of hope that our world could be back to normal very soon. Now, starting this Friday, the tickets will be available to the general public as well. There'll be 13 home games between now and the end of the regular season. The next home game that you can buy tickets for is this Sunday, April 4th. Ann?
Fun. All right, Sloan, thank you so much. And now we want to get to Denver7 sports director Lionel Bienvenu. Lionel, the Nuggets spent more than a year playing in an empty arena with crowd noise piped in, so with fans in the stands tonight. Did you see a change in energy from Denver?
And there is absolutely no doubt about it. You could see it and you could feel it from when the gates opened up. I was over there at Ball Arena tonight. One fan came in and told me he got chills just walking in the door. And the same for the players when they ran out and heard the cheers. Yeah, it was just over 4,000 fans. Doesn't sound like much when the arena holds 19,000, but just to see real faces, not cardboard cutouts, to hear real yelling and screaming, not the fake pumped-in crowd noise. The energy was real. Players that said they looked out, saw the empty seats and the big empty spaces, and they said it was depressing, really. But tonight, oh, look at that. It was different. And the Nuggets, as you saw, put on a show for the crowd. They beat the best team in the East. So we'll show you that action on the court later in sports.
All right, Lionel, thank you.
Avs turns. They're going to be playing the Coyotes in front of a crowd of first responders and frontline workers and healthcare staff as well. Now, ticketed games for the general public began Friday when they host the Blues. And then Thursday, of course, opening day for your Rockies. More than 21,000 fans will be allowed at Coors Field for the game against the Dodgers. And tomorrow, I hope you join us. We're going to get a behind-the-scenes look at the changes we can all expect to see on opening day.
And it's not just sports venues giving us a glimpse into what normal feels like. Red Rocks is planning to host concerts this spring and summer. The venue says it has approval for crowds of up to 2,500 people and will release more details soon. Organizers say they're excited to bring back live music to Red Rocks for its 80th anniversary summer.
Well, come Friday, every Coloradan 16 and older will be eligible for the vaccine. More than 1.6 million of us have already received at least one dose.
And while the treatments are relatively new, researchers say all signs point to them being incredibly safe and effective.
What's a little less clear is if someone who gets vaccinated can then carry the virus and spread it to others. As Denver7's Addie Guajardo reports, that is exactly what researchers at CU Boulder hope to figure out.
More than 15% of the U.S. population is fully vaccinated, but that doesn't guarantee a return to normal. Questions remain.
Understanding transmission.
University of Colorado Boulder professor Chris D'Souza is helping lead a study at CU Boulder to determine if a person can get COVID-19 after getting their shot and if the vaccine reduces or prevents the transmission of the virus. Recently, clinical trials for the Moderna and Pfizer vaccines only focused on the severity of the disease, which lead to hospitalizations and deaths.
We do not know whether if you're vaccinated and you become in contact with the virus, can you transmit that virus to somebody who has not been vaccinated?
CU Boulder is one of 21 universities across the U.S. recruiting students for the study. The goal is for 700 CU students between 18 and 26 years old to enroll. Half will get the Moderna shot and the other half will wait 4 months.
I heard about it through a friend.
Olivia Parsons, a senior at CU Boulder, was among the first to sign up.
I think you have to think about the greater good and the general public ahead of yourself. That while yes, you are receiving the vaccine, which is a great bonus, the research that's coming out of it is impacting so many people.
Volunteers will do nasal swabs daily, get tested twice weekly on campus, and have blood drawn periodically.
The major breakthrough will be two things. One is the Moderna vaccine effective in college students, but two, and I think importantly, does it limit or prevent transmission?
The data will also help determine if we should continue to wear masks and social distance. And hopefully by fall or winter of this year, we will have a better understanding of the virus transmission among those vaccinated.
If anyone tests positive, of course, we will then follow up with their close contacts and determine whether those close contacts in turn become infected. If no one around you is becoming infected, that would give us indication that the virus is effective at reducing transmission.
Addie Guajardo, Denver7.
And this new research from CU Boulder comes after a real-world study by the CDC, this is just released, which suggests your chances of spreading the illness after you get the shot are very low. Staff followed up with nearly 4,000 healthcare workers and first responders who got the Pfizer or Moderna vaccine. Researchers found both treatments are 80% effective at preventing infection after just one dose. After 2 doses, it rises to 90%. And now you can't spread the virus if you're not infected by the virus. This real-world effectiveness is similar to results from clinical trials.
And having working vaccines is incredibly important. Making sure they get to the people who are most at risk, it's a whole other story. Latinos and blacks in Colorado are still not receiving a fair share. Latinos make up more than 21% of the state population, yet only account for about 8% of the people immunized so far. Black Coloradans account for 4% of our population and a little over 2% of vaccinations. By comparison, white Coloradans make up 68% of the population and 72% of shots administered. And Colorado is taking steps to try and close those gaps. There's an effort right now to offer more neighborhood vaccination sites and events. To find out more about the vaccine, where to get it, head to coloradovaccineequity.org. And for information in Spanish, you can go to covid19.gov/español.
Today, Boulder stopped to honor the Coloradans killed in last week's grocery store shooting. The city shut its buildings and gave a lot of workers the day off to grieve.
There's always going to be people who have evil intent.
More than a week after the Boulder shooting, calls to make sure an attack like this never happens again.
I don't want anybody else to have to go through this.
After years of slow progress, can lawmakers finally find common ground?
I'm talking about my other caucus members to never forget what gun violence looks like.
A 360 look at the re-energized debate on gun control right now.
A chiller after the snow, but we have 80s in the 70s.